Welcome back into the 2010 baseball preseason show. We're live at Shenanigans. Rusty Brown and head coach Tom Cantrell as we're getting set up for the 2010 campaign coming up this weekend here, Coach. Again, the rain not being a friend to folks here in Dahlonega, but this weekend should be a good series coming up with Pfeiffer. Before we look at that, though, let's take a look at what's happening here in the offseason. You already talked about recruiting. Getting ready for this season and taking a look at the schedule. You guys have got quite a good one coming up this year. A lot of good teams and a lot of top 25 teams coming up on this year's schedule. A lot of teams from the Peach Belt Conference in the top 25. USC Aiken at 6, Francis Marion 12, you guys at 24, Georgia College State 27, UNC Pembroke making the top 40 there at 40. Talk a little bit about the Peach Belt Conference and how tough it is to play here in Division II.
Peach Belt Conference is very unique in baseball. The fact that you can be beat on any given weekend by the bottom team, top team, middle team. The one thing I'll say the big difference was when we switched from the NAIA to the NCAA. In the NAIA, there was going to be some weekends you knew you were going to, if you did what you're supposed to, you're going to take care of business. But if you don't play well, and it can come down to playing well in 7 innings and not playing well in 2 innings, and you can get beat.
Right.
And our team definitely experienced that last year on several occasions where we'd have things in hand late. But the conference is tough. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of good coaches in it. But I'll be honest with you, Rusty, we don't worry about where anybody else is. We just worry about what we're doing and what we need to do to be successful to win.
Well, for some of the fans out there who might be worried about the Peach Belt Conference slate and where everyone is shaking out here in the preseason, USC Aiken gets 8 total votes. They're first in the preseason rankings. Francis Marion second. North Georgia currently at third. Georgia College State, Columbus State, UNC Pembroke, Armstrong Atlantic, Lander at 8, Augusta State 9, Flagler, the newcomer, they're at 10. Montevallo, a newcomer as well, 11, and Georgia Southwestern all the way down at 12. So everywhere from top to bottom you look, even going all the way down to Flagler, Augusta State, Montevallo, some of these teams can play good baseball.
They do, and we've played Flagler and Montevallo before they were Peach Belt members, and we've had some good contests with them. We've been successful more times than not against them, but they're quality coach teams, very good people running those organizations. They're a great addition to the Peach Belt. And like I said, every week it's going to be tough, and you got to be prepared mentally and physically to go out and play every week and take every game and every series for what it's worth. And once you finish that one, move on to the next one. We're trying very hard just to focus on every game and every series this year and not worry about what anybody else is doing and just worry about what North Georgia's doing, because I think we have the team that we should just be worried about what we do. We don't need any help from anybody else. We're more than capable of taking care of our own business.
And, Coach, you talk about some of these players you got coming back this year, some of the great talent. 3 teams from North Georgia making the All-Peach Belt Conference team. Andre Erich over at second, Jordan Ayershman at third, Daniel Petiti behind the plate. You got 3 players leading the conference in most Peach Belt All-Conference honors players. You got a shortstop who's pretty good, I hear, too. He should have made the All-Conference team besides the injury last year. A lot of great players this season.
We do, and talking about Andre and Daniel first, they were 2 of the players that we brought in that we sold on when we were going through probation, when we were leaving one organization to another, and sold them that what we were going to be trying to do and where we were trying to go. And they've been outstanding. Andre and Daniel being seniors from the same high school at Roswell High School, played for Coach Mike Power, who's a very good friend of mine and an outstanding high school coach. But Andre is our Pete Rose, as I like to say. And I know the old-timers like me know who Pete Rose is, but Andre plays the game hard. He's dirty. He gets after it. Andre's one of the guys you're glad he plays for you, because if he doesn't, you're on the other side.
Right.
You hate his guts.
Scrappy player.
So, and Daniel behind the plate, he's been outstanding for us, holding it down, catching-wise for 3 years and going into his 4th. He's caught a lot for us, won a couple of Gold Glove awards. Worries more about his hitting than he should. Both those guys, I think, have chances to play at the next level. But they've been great players in our program. They've played since they were freshmen. And they want to go out. I think they've got a little something they want to end with here at North Georgia. And then Jordan Ayershman, who's a sophomore for us, him getting the preseason all-conference thing, it was outstanding. I didn't really think he would get it. The only simple reason it was a joke that he didn't get Freshman of the Year last year because he had an outstanding freshman year and what he did for us. And he played multiple positions, and he came in from day one, the ultimate team guy. Coach, I'll play anywhere you want me to play. Started out in right field. Injuries, he had to play center field. He had to play third base, shortstop. Never complains, just goes out and does his job, works hard. Coach's dream, glad to have him. And all my players, I'll be honest with you, I'm proud of all of them. Even the one, I think they're all conference guys, and I think we got many guys that are worthy of that. But we don't talk much about the personal awards because we think that the personal awards will come if the team does well.
Exactly.
So our focus is on the team, and we let all those things work themselves out together. And to a man on our team, I guarantee they would tell you just like I would tell you. I would trade every personal award I have as a coach, and I'm sure they would trade every one they have as a player if we could be standing at the end June the 1st with a national championship trophy.
Right. And Coach, that's definitely the right attitude to have. And you talk about Jordan and finding his niche last year as a freshman. A lot of coaches say if you swing a hot bat, we'll find a place in the lineup for you. Do you have that same type of mentality of if you hit the ball, we're going to find a place for you in the lineup?
Well, that helps too. But with me, if you can't catch the ball, you're not going to get on the field. So, hitting will only take you so far. With me, you can hit, that's fine. But if you can't hem one up, you ain't getting out there, And we've had several guys we had to put a catch net behind them. But, if they can't play defense, because last year's a perfect example, we had some holes, especially in the outfield and with some injuries that we just didn't get to balls that we should have got to that cost us runs. And if, it's important to hit and score runs, don't get me wrong. Right. But you got to be able to, they'll all tell you that I ain't sacrificing catching the ball for somebody to hit. So we've got to be able to pitch and play defense if we want to win a championship.
Coach, we talked about the schedule and how tough it's going to be this year. Taking a look at some of the highlights here, playing at home at Stein Stadium. This weekend, Pfeiffer comes into town. Lord willing, the rain ever stops. Raining on us as we speak. Then on the 27th, Pembroke comes to town. Georgia Southwestern to start off a March slate. Montevallo comes to town, Lander, Truett, McConnell. But it seems like the real tests are going to come on the road this year. Stillman, West Florida, Georgia College and State, Columbus State, Francis Marion, Augusta State, and Flagler. A lot of big road trips this season.
A lot of big road trips. I mean, like I said, you talked about our schedule. We play a good schedule, but I believe the team that we have, we're going to play better when we play the people that are good also. So the worst thing that this team could do is play people that don't give them a test. So we're going to be fine. The road doesn't bother me. Our teams have usually played well on the road. They probably want to get on the road, to be honest with you. They're tired of pulling that tarp. So they're tired of pulling tarp and seeing all that. But they've done an outstanding job. We love to play here, though. We feel like Bob Stein Stadium that, we have an advantage there. We do, and we like playing. We think we have one of the nicest places to play. And, our athletic director and his staff and everybody else has made it possible for us to have the things right now that we need to have. And we like playing at home. But like I said, it doesn't matter where we play. We're ready to play some baseball. And,
Coach, talk a little bit about your staff and some of your assistant coaches here and what some of their responsibilities are and maybe some new additions this year.
Well, we've had plenty of new additions. We lost our head assistant at the end of fall break, Derek Tucker, who did a great job here for me in the 3.5 years that he was here. But a job came open at Kennesaw State where he played, and we recommended him for the job, and he came down to one of the 3 finalists, and we're happy that he got it. And he went back home to where he played and going to do an outstanding job for them, which it created an opening for us. And we brought in a young man this year to help with the pitching staff because Coach Cantrell tried to do it last year, and I can't do it no more. But I hung myself. So. Coach Chris Whiting, we brought in. He coached 2 years at Young Harris, played at Young Harris and Charleston Southern. He's been working with the guys, and they seem to relate to him very well. And probably the reason is because he was a pitcher. So that helps.
Usually works.
It usually works. We hope it does, because if not, he's going to be in trouble. So, but And then Trey Henson returns as a grad assistant. He was here last year. This is his second year. Nick Palmer's a first-year grad assistant that played here for 5 years. And Garrett Lussey is a first-year student assistant coach that played here for 4 years.
Right.
So all these guys are young. They want to get into coaching. Most part, all of them played in the program, so they know what's expected as far as that goes. They know how I am, which is a big plus because, you know, my moods could change and drop whatever. So, but they do a good job. They're young. The big difference is just the age difference between me and them.
We're going to take a short break here in the 2010 baseball preseason show here. We are live at Shenanigans. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look around the depth chart and look at who's going to be starting possibly this weekend coming up next year on the 2010 baseball preseason show.